as we're talking about the some of the cornerstones in digital health. We have the king of venture capital and digital health for Canada, Dr. Shelman Elman. He is the co-founder and chairman of Esplanade, the largest digital health tech fund in Canada, and has a number of investments that leverage AI, chat, and certainly machine learning and Python into their platforms. And Dr. Elman, thank you for joining us today.
Hi, Stan. Well, thank you for having me back.
Now, great to always hear from you. And obviously, you're a major investor in the healthcare ecosystem and digital health in Canada and North America and the US, and would love to hear a little bit about your background for the audience that doesn't know you, about what kind of technologies you've invested in and what you're excited about in the future.
So, background is a family physician for many, many decades, but very interested in the transformation of the delivery of healthcare from basically what we call Fred Flintstone to space age George Jetson. All right, and the pandemic has certainly changed everybody's perception. Where digital health was going to sort of slowly peter along, and it would have been accepted, but obviously the tsunami of people requiring healthcare delivered now in very different fashions, and digital health stepped in, which is why everybody really gravitated to it. I think so. Certainly, we see that in our investments, both in Canada, U.S., as well as in Israel. Israel being an epicenter for many things that are happening in this realm.
That's fantastic, and we're seeing that a lot in the patient centricity models that are evolving, albeit too slowly for most. Talk a little bit about the consumer and med tech and what you're seeing go. Where is that going to go over the next 5 years?
Well, the example of Jill just before this is fantastic. Consumers, where 10 years ago, if I said you're going to do your banking online, people said, no, I'm never going to trust that. And then somebody said, well, you're going to do your shopping online, and I'm never going to do that. So, now people are much more comfortable in using tools. Before these tools, whatever was available was really targeted for the hospital, for the physician, for the payer. It really wasn't consumer driven. We think that having this device in your hands will make a huge difference to people, basically democratizing the delivery of healthcare. One of the other areas I think that I'd love to focus on for a moment, Stan, is an area that is of real interest to us and has really been in the background behind the curtains, and that's really women's health. All right, 50% of the world's population female, but a lot of the sort of emphasis on other companies that have come out have really been, let's call it, gender driven to the male side of the equation. And we're focusing on some fantastic companies in women's health and pediatric health, and have created tremendous opportunities. A company that we're very involved with in Boston, in EMBR, Ember Labs, helps women manage menopause, no medication. 100,000 units have already been sold. The ability for women to do things and empower them has been dramatic. All right, and this would not have been accepted before. It now is, and women control 80% plus of the healthcare decision making anywhere in the world. Okay, because us guys, we oh, you're going to do it. Okay, or we're not going to do it all. And thankfully, women are driving the healthcare decision making, and we are focusing very much on that.
That's fantastic. Yeah, you're obviously, a lot of the folks in the sessions today are startups and entrepreneurs. What does your fund look at in terms of investing?
So the other major effect with respect to the tsunami has been, whereas before everybody was running into digital health and valuations were through the roof, literally not realistic at all, and lots of money was chasing that. Today it's a very dramatic turnaround where there's really let's call it a flight to quality. Companies and founders are much more realistic. cash is king, path to PP, path to profitability, right? Whereas before is how much money can I lose? Because the more I lose, the more you're gonna value my company. It obviously didn't work. So the basic fundamentals are there. Founders are much more realistic. Financing is more realistic to pre-pandemic levels, and I think we're off to the races again. I think the one caveat that I'd have to throw in is AI. Sort of an underpinning of much of what we do is, well, how can you take really, really good products and where are you going to be within the AI continuum? Early stages, and you can see, again, it's the sort of the Wild West all over again. How much money can we throw at AI-driven solutions? They're great, but they're unproven at this point in time. But there will be some real market leaders and some real dramatic opportunities there.
That's fantastic. Well, really appreciate you joining us today. And